Hello and greetings from Frank Sanford here to all you shins. I'm obviously at Machado on the 12th of October, about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And before we even look at the house, I mean, I'm an atheist, but this just makes me go, oh my God, OMG. What a horrible first impression. Someone driving up here, looking for your house, and sees this. I mean, God, it's just so trashy. Look at this. This motorbike that lives here like that. I mean, I got nothing against motorbikes, but like that. Look at this. Charming piece of junk. And then the empty lot. I mean, not exactly glamorous, is it? Not sure what you can do about all this, but I would suggest calling the city. They will get the lot owner to do something about the junk on it. Maybe not immediately, but they will do something. The city will certainly get them to remove this straight away. You can't be having that on public property. I mean, even this, for God's sake, you know? I mean, I'll just wipe it off with a broom myself. But this is borderline. I don't know what the city can do about it, but I would definitely call the city and see what you can do. I'm going to take a few photographs and forward them to you so you can use them to talk to the city, because this is just a really off-putting eyesore. I mean, your house is going to be beautiful and it's next door to that. I mean, look at this. For God's sake. I mean, at least this is illegal coming onto the street. It just looks awful. Absolutely awful. So let's see what we can do about that. Obviously on your own property all this is going to go. And if I could ask you up there, don't be like these guys. Let's get this all cleared and looking nice. And also the gardening, if we could do a bit of gardening, like pull out the weeds and things, put some extra water on the plants to make them look nice, that would be great. These are the guys I just texted you about, Paul. Obviously all this stuff on the side, please, that needs to go and be tidied up. Even this old junky bag of concrete, which I seem to remember was there when you bought the house. Let's tidy up around here. I mean, these are weeds, but at least let's cut them back, trim them. So just general gardening and the outdoor areas would really help and improve things. Pressure washing would be nice out here. Doesn't really need it, but after all the work these guys have done, probably be a good idea just to pressure wash this section of the street, stop it looking muddy. If James doesn't have a pressure washer, I've got one I could lend him. I presume this is all yours and is going to go away, and I presume you have numbers for the city to get them to remove that stuff. If not, I'll send you a link. Let me know. Okay, let's finally look inside the house. In the garage, everything looks very nice. Again, obviously everything must go, and I do mean everything, apart from washer and dryer and that kind of stuff. But this is great, lots of storage in here. Good that you finished painting it, and generally I think it looks pretty damn good, so well done on that. Up here, this all looks familiar, so let's go on up. Also here I would suggest we do a deep clean if we have time. Schedule wise it looks like this can get done in the next few days, and then Thursday, Friday I can come and photograph it and do open houses next weekend, do Lafayette open houses this weekend. So in here it's really hard to see everything because it's still being used. But obviously, can we please check that every cabinet opens and closes well and easily? Faucet works well. How's the hot water? Yeah, the hot water's good here. There's one upstairs where it's not so good. I've checked most of the windows. They seem to be working well. So anyhow, every cabinet working, stove working, microwave, dishwasher. You know, just double check, make sure everything's in good condition. I think we've decided not to do a fridge with this property, which is fine. You can if you want to. I think it's a bonus. But maybe not for families renting a house. They may already own a fridge. That might be something you could decide on the tenant. If the tenant says they haven't got a good fridge and they want one, maybe buy them one and charge them an extra 20 a month or something. Just a suggestion. So I noticed that this front door does not close easily. I seem to remember it's always been like this. It takes quite a lot of force. You know, a petite woman or something might find that rather difficult. So maybe one could look at this sort of area here, see what one can do. Let's pop this light on, and this door to this bathroom is a bit funky. Hear that? I think it's up there. So if that could be adjusted, please. Assuming the plumbing all works. Yeah, so obviously let's check every tap, let's check every outlet. It's so much easier to do these things before the tenants move in than to come running down from a Turlock. Well, exaggerate, you know what I mean. Let's get it all done now. Let's look in here first. This nice area. Let's do a turn. Here we are, everything looked good in here. Here are the Persians workers doing their thing. So that all should look good soon. In here, this is fairly obvious. This is, I mean, you know, it's kind of coming off, so that needs to be secured or replaced. This towel rack's a bit wobbly, not too bad. If I may suggest at least one more towel rack in here. It could go there. You could move, you could move the this to maybe over here and then put a nice towel rack there. Towel racks are always useful and they're cheap. And was this the one that was the hot was not running well? Yeah, look at the hot water on that. Just dribbles out. And I don't think it's something to do with the guys running the hose outside. Don't think it is. So let's go into the Jack and Jill. This is where James has been living the good life, glamorously. This all looks good, everything seems to work. Everything's pretty good in here. Here the stick-on stuff has started to go. You might want to replace this bit if you've got some left over from the previous sheet. This is okay, all the rest of it is okay. If you do this again, may I suggest get a more less busy material, more just a plain material if you can, for that keeps everybody happy. If I can make a general point, these there's a lot of these pigtail lights here which don't look very nice. It would not be expensive to replace all visible pigtails, which are CFLs, with LEDs that look like traditional bulbs. Much more attractive, wouldn't cost you much, and it's a selling point. Everything's LED. People want LEDs nowadays. Even CFLs are now old-fashioned. Hello. So, everything seems to be working well here. It's a good room. And these doors are working nicely. And again, let's check every door because they'll only get worse over time with damp and tenants and things. And then coming here, we've got, again, if we can clear up this area, please, that would be great. The magnificent master suite, all looking good. Not something you want to do today, but a project for the future. I certainly do it in my rentals, is put lights in the closet. People really like it, and it's not that hard to do, but I'm sure you don't want to do it now. But if you did, it would be super. So let's have a look in here, the bathroom. Now this is very, very noisy. I'm presuming it's the guys working on the hosing upstairs and everything, but just in case it's not them, please look into it, but I'm pretty sure it is. This all looks very nice in here. Again, except for these visible pigtails. Let's replace them with some nice attractive looking LEDs. I found Home Depot is much better for those than Lowe's. Definitely Home Depot for that kind of stuff, in my opinions, recent opinions from last week. Here is the deck, which I think is a great improvement on the grass, which is probably very hard to keep up. Over here, again, let's get a bit of gardening done. There's just overgrown grass, junk here. I don't know if you can see down there. It's not as bad as the neighbours, but you know, it doesn't look good. That crack in the wall, is that something the Persians could deal with? Is that still under warranty? Might be worth asking. Don't know what's going on here, but it's a bit flooded. Got junk and stuff in it. I mean, just generally, we just need to do a bit of gardening, please. From memory, wasn't there something on the walls here, like hanging flowers or something? I mean, this area is nice, but it's very bare, very bare. So I think something would brighten it up. Again, wouldn't it be nice to have a nice LED instead of a pigtail? That sunscreen could we at least tidy it up. This tarpaulin is looking ratty and ugly. I presume it's to keep the sun off, stop it getting too hot. Bit like Machado, we might want to just remove this. Tenants are not going to realise it's going to be that hot. And if they get too hot, they'll move out within a few years, so you won't get stuck with any long-term tenants you don't want, or that single-family house. The rules are different, so I don't know. I mean, this looks like it's getting near the end of its life. Over here, I would take it down or replace it, and this just needs maybe pinning up so it's straight and not looking sort of wrinkly and crooked. And then let's pop up here, get a bit of gardening. You've got weeds and things going on here. I would clean out the gutters. Again, much easier to do that maintenance now. And the solar panels, which I hadn't seen before, looks great, guys. Solar panels definitely need washing, at minimum hosing off so that they function properly. They look really dirty. Solar panels get dirty very quickly for obvious reasons. Those ones too. And isn't it a beautiful view from up here? So nice to have a height, isn't it? Lovely. So hang on a minute whilst I clamber down. So that weird camera angles. Oh, and whilst I think of it, at the front door, the porch light didn't seem to work. I took the bulb out and shook it. It looks like an incandescent bulb, and it doesn't rattle when I shake it. Oh, we still had the plastic covers on like they were in a store. Maybe we could take them off, small little detail. So yeah, the porch light bulb doesn't seem to be working. Everything seems to be working fine. So really, I think we're looking pretty good. Just needs finishing, and we'll get it rented, as I say, next weekend. Let's rent Machado. Sorry, let's rent. Oh, there's James. Terrific, fantastic. Okay, I think that's the perfect time to end this overly long video. See ya.